your children's father. Now you know damn well your children's father take care of the children. He do all of that, and you still put him on child support. For what?
Whew. Like, sometimes are people right in being bitter? Maybe you did get done wrong.
Mm-hmm. You have to be the bigger person and not be bitter. You have to understand whatever happened for a reason, and you have to move on with yourself and be the bigger person.
No, I've never been a bitter ex. I'm legitimately the person who just kind of walks away, like.
Yeah, you know, you got a lot of ego, so you can't. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I can't really see you being a bitter ex because you got a lot of ego. Now I can see you being real spiteful. Your spitefulness would be a little different.
Yeah.
All right, it's gonna be through the courts. All right, yours gonna be a little courts, but you got it. Your shit gonna be all. I think that you're gonna. I don't know.
I think
in the middle of the street.
Is the
Say, Poppy.
No.
Come on, stop.
Why I gotta be Poppy? Because I'm serious.
That's right. Yo,
I think the only way that I can define like me being bitter is in a sense that like if I really feel played, like then I'm gonna be like, oh, you're trying to play me? Well, then I'm gonna make you feel some type of way too. But that's like being spiteful and revengeful. I don't know if that's considered bitter.
From the place of bitterness.
Because I feel like bitterness also stems from like, let's say like I had an ex that I had issues with and I left him and he was so mad that I moved on to the next nigga and he was threatening to like post videos of us sexually and like threatening to like to make up. He was saying all these stories. He told one person I had gonorrhea, like, and I never had gonorrhea ever in my life, thank God. But you know, like that's I consider bitter.
Yeah, that's
like,
one. That's one level of bitterness. But if you wait, because I see something over here. Give me a second.
Told you.
Yo, right? Yo, listen.
You know, I experienced all the toxic shit.
Listen, so another form of bitterness. I'm not saying this is you or you.
Definitely ain't me.
But another form of bitterness is like if you have children, right, and you break up with your ex, right? Your children's father. Now you know damn well your children's father take care of the children. Mm-hmm. I don't see what is the purpose. He handles what he's supposed to do.
He can't see the kids or something.
Saying you using your kids for as a tool because he's not doing all what you want him to do. He's doing what he needs to be doing regarding your children, right? And he's there. He's never not taking his child. You don't have to look for a babysitter. If you need something to do, he'd rather you to drop the children off to him before you drop them off with your moms or whoever. And he do all of that, and you still put him on child support. For what? Whew. Like I've seen that. Like I've seen like even with like a lot of men when they go into to the child support office, they literally say to you, like in Union County. They literally say to you, a lot of men that's on child support is from bitterness. It's not that they don't even take care of their children. Mm-hmm. It's literally stem from bitterness. And, I don't know how did they find that out, rather if the moms openly say something later, the whole 9 yards. But, that's what a form of bitterness will come into. I think that's a form of bitterness that, single parent mothers who fathers is in their children's life, put them on child support for whatever reason, from the stem for bitterness.
I definitely agree with that. There's a lot of mothers that do that. I know a lot of mothers personally that like use children as like a bait, almost like, well, you're not gonna do this, you're not doing what I want, then you can't see your kids, or like you're not paying child support, then you can't see your kids. Like I don't think that's right. I personally never did that. I wouldn't do that because I feel like that's affecting my kids, Yeah. So even if, regardless of my anger towards him or whatever he's not doing that I'm not liking, my children still want to see him. So
go ahead.
why am I gonna do that? But a lot of women do that.
Quick question. So would y'all say that
and men, by the way, I'm sorry. And men. There's
Oh,
bitter men out here. For the record, we not.
Because I got a story.
I know y'all gonna be in the comments. What about the men? Yes, we're gonna cover that too. It's a lot of bitter men out here that be trying to, oh, you don't want to give me none? I'm not coming to pick up the children. Like, we gonna mention them too. I'm sorry.
So I guess would y'all agree that bitterness is sort of it sort of comes from a place where the person who was done wrong kind of wants to build a case, if you will, to say, well, this is why I'm not with this person. That person had gonorrhea. That person didn't take care of their kids. That person didn't do X, Y, and Z. So instead of just taking your L, taking it on the chin, being like, you know what, it just didn't work out, they take it, I guess that bitterness is sort of used to build a case to prove to the world or prove to friends and family, oh, well, this is why I left her alone.
The
This is why I left
justification.
him alone. Exactly. So you don't feel played.
So it's
1,000%.
definitely
Right?
it definitely comes from a place of a justification to everyone else.
Exactly.
Why that the reason why the relationship didn't work, why they failed in a relationship. Because regardless of whoever was wrong in a relationship, and it's normally both parties is wrong.
Right.
You can point the finger at one person all you want. You got some BS on your side as
Right.
well, right? So it always takes two. So regardless of whoever was wrong, who was more wrong, however y'all want to put it, you failed. You was in something and it didn't work out for whatever case may be, and y'all both failed.
Right.
So, and sometimes it might have been a setback for a great, something coming or a blessing to come. However, people likes to justify their actions to fit to why why the relationship didn't work out. So they start either telling lies or make some can be truth, or they can add to the truth and to make you look like the bad person. So everyone we have two ladies on the set, and from a male's perspective, a lot of times when a relationship is over, immediately people look at the man. You messed up. Fair. Which rightfully so, if you're the leader, if you're supposed to be the leader in a relationship, you're the captain of the ship. If it goes good, you get the credit. If you go bad, you get the credit. So if when something bad happens, immediately people look at the man for something that's wrong, the immediate like, oh, you messed up. Now, and then a lot of times women have to, they know that, they use that as their card, and then they start throwing extra stuff out there to pile on top, and everybody just looking at you like, yo, you did this to her, you did that, the whole 9 yards. Why you supposed to be as a man not say nothing?
Wait, but I have a question.
Listening.
If we bring this back to bitterness, like, sometimes are people right in being bitter? Maybe you did get done wrong. Every like you said, there's two sides of the story. But would y'all ever say that there's a case for a person to be like, yo, I did talk trash, I did spread lies, but you know what? You know why? Oh, you know why? No. Because, they screwed me over, or they did X, Y, and Z. Is there ever a case for like a person legitimately being bitter?
No, I don't think there is, because I feel like karma does exist and you can't fight fire with fire. I'm definitely a person that's been there. So I feel like that's not the way to do it. Like, you have to be the bigger person and not be bitter. You have to understand whatever happened for a reason, and you have to move on with yourself and be the bigger person.
So, and like I've talked about this relationship before a few times on the show. And one thing that I noticed about their relationship was that if he had never put our business out, no one would have ever known. We just would have had a breakup. You were in one city, I was in another city, and no one would have ever known. But when you go out telling my friends, telling your friends, trying to turn people against me, one, according to people, you look bitter. And like, don't nobody like a bitter dude. It's not a good look, So in my opinion, I think it's safe to say just keep your business in-house. If you take a L and it's not a public L, just keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? If you want revenge, get it, but don't make it known to everybody. I think the moral of the story is just keep your business to yourself. Like, it's truly that simple. That's part of our problem. A lot of us, we talk too much. We put our business on Front Street too much. We talk to our homegirls too much. Like, and dudes gossip, y'all be doing the same thing. Like, so it's okay to keep some things private. And I think a lot of us would be better off if we move that way.